Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel. This, if you saw my last video working on this particular journal, you may have noticed that I'm now calling this series Get Her Done. With apologies to, I've forgotten his name, the comedian, you know, with that torn shirt and the ball cap and so on. Anyway, it does seem to sum up what I'm trying to accomplish here. So, if you saw the first episode, you know that I started with this chiffon type fabric on cardstock, and that's all I had done. So before the last video, I selected papers, sewed in the signatures, 2 signatures, and had an idea for the cover and worked on it a bit. So, I mean, I will, what the heck, I'll try to link that video. I don't think I've ever done that before. Anyway, you will notice that I've gone ahead, glued down the magnet frame, I had to create a pocket that actually fit. I should probably trim that off a bit since it's not sure that I'm so fond of stapling stuff down, but anyway, I did. So basically, this pocket had to be really thin because thin because it's kind of a tight squeeze. I added part of that doily trim, the flower motif. I couldn't get too wild and crazy at this end because, of course, need access to the top loading pocket. But I did want to carry this particular trim across, found some buttons that I thought worked quite nicely. You know, basically picking up on the pictures or the colors in this, and that's actually a sticker. Now you can see that I've not finished doing anything with this and it's gaping open. So I added these eyelets, and I will show you what I sort of had in the running for a tie. Now this is too mauvey, eliminated. This probably would have worked. It's rickrack. But to be honest, I don't know how. I don't know, maybe that's a bit country for, I don't know, is that a legitimate, whatever. I didn't think I wanted to use that. So I have a couple other choices. This pink and this sort of light, it almost looks, well, I think it looks the way it does because it is old packaging, and in some places the number of layers of the trim, oh my goodness, I should have opened this before. See if I can do this without cutting the, anyway, you can, I don't know, but it's not important. Let me not waste time talking about them. So basically this is that seam binding that looks like lace. And maybe my ultimate choice here. Person should probably save these little yellow strips of masking tape. Now my intention was just to sort of knot it here and have it, you know, tie on the side. This almost gets lost, so maybe this is a better choice. Look at that old piece of masking tape. Oopsie. Sticking it down to the edge of my desk. Yeah, this makes more of a statement, so that's probably what I'll end up using. But I won't do that now because time. Okay, so enough about that. You had seen this Oh, and I have to say, I picked a whole bunch of, you know, ready-made ephemera. And I guess that is the benefit of creating with no visible or no definite purpose in mind. It's just a matter of having all of this stuff on hand when you need it. So maybe we'll revisit this again. Added some a sentiment there, and I'm glad I thought of these. Again, it's in a clear jar, so I saw it, I thought of it. There are a million words in here, and they tend to be in a variety of colors. So there were actually 2 or 3 options that worked with what's going on in this book. Of course, some of them say the wrong stuff, and those would have come from some scrapbooking kit. Okay, so you know that this is a flip. And because this is getting kind of bulky as it is, I am not going to, you know, fill every single nook and cranny. That would be for the ultimate owner to use. Now, believe it or not, this is, I guess I salvaged this from some sort of a little dress. It is a skirt with an attached little bit of crinoline or netting kind of material. So I thought, oh, okay, half the work is done. Let that be a fabric flip. So for continuity through the book, use more of that doily trim. And this, of course, is the same fabric as the cover is made of. Now, this page is a bit of an anomaly, and so far I've done nothing with it. I don't know. At a bit of a loss there. You saw that. It's napkin covered, and you know that I sort of had a recurring theme about napkins going, you know, kind of in the back of my mind. So, because you've never seen anyone glue anything before, I thought I'd treat you to that phenomenon and glue some stuff down. So basically, as I went through, you know, I handled ephemera. I considered it both in the context of the journal as well as the facing page. I thought about how long I've had something and, you know, bulk and so on. And as I, excuse me, as I went through, oh, now I've got tape sticking to me. As I went through, I just basically paper clipped things in place so I would be able to remember what I chose for where. Now, this is obviously part of a collage masterboard, I would say. So at least part of it is some really cute, I don't know, you probably need to see the glue coming out of the bottle, right? For the whole experience. Some really cute wrapping paper. So I'm just going to adhere it to this bottom corner for a side pocket, or I mean a corner pocket, and may or may not trim those threads. Whoa. Moved it too soon. You know, that's a common. Until fabric tack grabs, it is pretty slippery. So I like the added step of having to rub excess glue off. So if you do too, make sure you move it while it's still wet. Now, we know that in most journals, things are attached at the bottom. So, of course, that's where it tends to be the bulkiest as well. Now, of course, I'm going to have to put something in here. Now, I didn't pre-select something for everything. I do know that I have a bunch of these. I think this might have been part of a 6x6 paper stack or something. And I don't know why. I guess I cut some of these in half. I think I might use this one. And again, not because it's that beautiful, but because it is thin and it's ready to go, and every single thing doesn't need to be embellished. Now, the eagle-eyed ones among you may have noticed that I did do a bit of inking. Not consistently, not on every single piece of paper, but the things that I thought sort of needed that little boost. Now on this one, this is basically, boy, this paper is thin. I think I just made a hole in it with this paper clip. This, I have several of these tall side thingamajigs. I have to put something there. I made out of a book, you know, one of those really kind of attractive books that we I'd basically call it a gift book. You know, it's got beautiful imagery, inspirational words. I'm using our glitter glue here because it's quick to grab, and this is a very, I mean, it's not ultra thin, but it's a lightweight piece of paper, so we don't need the big guns for this one. Now, maybe I'm just going to turn this so I can see what I'm doing. Basically, I put glue on 3 sides to create a side pocket. The little touch of lace, you know, adds something to it. And it does actually help reinforce this thin music paper. Now this was clipped to this side. Oh. So I think I'm back to, where's my little doohickey? I'm back to probably Fabri-Tac for this next one. So this is a double pocket made with some foreign language book page, some stamping, probably on tissue by the looks of it, little tag, some stickers, you know, the usual stuff that we have kicking around and need to use. Okay, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, I think it's, well, as I said earlier, it is really nice to be able to just reach into your wherever, and trust me, storage is a bit of an issue, especially if you've got a lot of pre-made ephemera. I tried to at one point, well, several points in the last couple of years, to sort it kind of from ready to go, needs work, bases. See what I mean about that, rubbing that glue? Honestly. This thing, I think I've spoken about this before, is great in terms of being able to sort of lift glue. Sometimes it lifts, you know, little dirty marks of some sort. I might have to keep working on this after. I don't really want to bog you guys down with silliness like this. Okay, we'll cover that up. And this, again, going with the napkin theme, this is a napkin. I just added this butterfly and another sentiment. So clearly I have room for something else here. And I just picked a bunch of things. This is also from some kit, I presume. I have a few things here that could work. Maybe I could put a couple of tickets. These, oh no, I didn't coffee dye them, but they're kind of nicely faded. Okay, so we don't need to fill every square inch of everything. Now this, I don't even remember what this was. Maybe just gift wrap. Really nice stuff. Probably this is the right way up. I'm going to just add a bead of Fabri-Tac at each end to create a belly band. I'm choosing this page, of course, because of the blue in the print and the blue of the paper. Basically going to try to center it, hold, whoa. And of course, I'll have to come up with something to put in this one as well. How about, that's maybe a bit dark. You know, and I have these sorts of, oh no, this is a pocket. These sorts of journaling cards that are kind of really cute. And again, they are thin. This is a tag that I made that doesn't really go. Maybe, what about this little notebook? Probably shouldn't try sticking too much in there until that glue has a chance to set. And again, I just sort of tied a double knot and a bit of a bow there. That's probably a bit bulky. You know what? I think after I turn the camera off, I'll untie that and reduce the bulk in that knot. And, you know, maybe add a dab of glue instead to hold it rather than this big lumpy thing here. So, whoa. Now, I suppose I could also put something on that belly band. One of the other things I looked through yesterday was some of the things that I've stamped. Now, this was, like, what do you call it, paper dyed, using a little grid of some kind, coffee dyed paper, but with obviously probably avocado dye. And then I stamped these little various labels on there. Remember when you couldn't couldn't find a video that didn't have stamping on paper as its theme? So I could pick up one of those, I suppose. I also had a bunch of these on old paper. Some of this is really old, that I have stamped with different images just in order to have something ready to go. Now that may work. The color, boy, you know, it's kind of getting, it's about 2 o'clock here. I'm just thinking maybe I need a little more light on the subject for my benefit, if not yours. Again, for the most part, I prefer to make these selections before I turn the camera on. However, if you are a beginner, you may, you know, care about... See, it would have been good to do this before I glued it down. It would have, you may be interested in, you know, a thought process, such as it is. Now that is too wide unless I angle. No, I think let's stay away from that. Bit stark. Stark. Don't really have anything like this in the book, but I don't know. Might not be such a great idea after all. Unless I do a pink and a... This has more coffee dye than pink on it. So maybe it'll go a little better with what I'm doing here. Geez, sometimes I really cut her close there. I might have to just quickly cut this out. I hate when people cut stuff out in front of me. No matter how fast you are, it seems to be too long. try not to do that again, guys. Whoa, shave that one down a little bit. I didn't keep my postage stamps nearby, but that would have been a good thing too. Now I'm going to gently rip through this brittle paper, just so that all the edges are equally rugged looking. Rugged? Ragged. Ragged. You know, I could do something like that. And, oh, maybe I can find a sentiment later that works with it. Get rid of these things. And again, I'm sure I have many more of them, but these are the first ones I found. So that's why I'm using it. Maybe something hot pink. See now, uncle and golf do not work here. I could use joyful. That's not bad. I don't want to turn this into a huge... I could also use this beige one, I guess. Sort of lost on there, maybe. I think I'm going to use joyful instead. Okay. Where's my glue paper? I hope that this day, okay, today's really Wednesday. Not sure when I'm going to post this. So whenever day you see this, I hope that that you are well and that the world is treating you well and that things are going your way, because we need that every so often, don't we? I'm going to need to lift this up to see if it's level. Okay. Maybe I'll do that and that. I could have, I suppose, inked around that, but not the end of the world if I didn't. And I'm just using, obviously, my glue stick. I'm thinking that I always buy these by the box of 12 at a local art store. Well, local Edmonton art store. And I'm thinking any day now, if it hasn't already started, there will be a back to school sale. So maybe I'll stock up again. I think I have 2 full boxes, but you know, there could be a global glue shortage, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down, eh? Anyway. Okie dokie. On we go. Now this, and I hope that in my idea book, I made a note of where some of these project ideas came from. That paperclip will be replaced with another one. This is basically a piece of avocado dyed paper that I can't tell if it's been folded. This is more napkin. It's in one of my napkin bundles. I'm leaving it plain for now. But basically, you can see that each of these things are a pocket. A lot of room to write. I may tuck something into there right now, just to give somebody an indication that Now I kind of sorted some of these things out. So I have a little pile of envelopes here, different styles. Do you see the juxtaposition of patterns? Again, that is not a thin item, so that might not be the best choice. This doesn't really look complete, but somebody else can finish it. Just give it a little quick indication of ink. Again, every single thing doesn't need to be, and this would be like just the results of a masterboard, you know, and I think a lot of this was either scrapbooking paper or gift wrap. This page I like as it is. Now I may look for a sentiment. I'm going to leave that as it is. That's fine. Okay, what I have here is a corner pocket. This is thin, cheap paper. And I think that reinforcing the corner may help with this corner pocket. So I will do that. And again, whoa, because it's got a bit of bulk to it, I'm using Fabri-Tac. Okay, if we hold it still, I may not have to do any cleanup this time. I see a bit oozed out. Maybe I'll work on that a bit later. I'll give that a moment to set. This was book page, collage, journal card. Now it, can't remember what this was, but I love it. And added a stamp that obviously, so see, this kind of all works together. It's it's basically, you know, all these beigey, neutrally colors with a pop of pinks. If I move this, I might be able to reach a label quick, like that would be very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Oh, that almost looks like it. Again, don't have these pre-sorted in any fashion whatsoever. It's just a honkin' big mess. And only 5 drawers. I always like these Artie Mays numbers. I think I'm using, I'm using that one because it's black and it picks up the black in the print. That seems a bit oversized for that little thingamajig. So let's just use some glue stick. Now, I suppose if I wanted to, or if I thought I could afford the bulk, I could go back and punch some holes and add some ribbon, or add some sort of, oh, see, I never thought about tabs. I could add tabs to some of the pages. But again, probably can't really afford the bulk. Now this, again, I don't know whose idea this was, but it's basically an envelope that has been covered, and the flap has been obviously turned. Instead of closing the envelope, the flap is turned to the front, and looks like it's been secured. I suppose if you know, somebody could stick something under there if they chose to, but the intention really is that it that it be a pocket glued to a page. So I'm going to add that. And the thing that I've selected, it's right there, is part of an old piece of wrapping paper. And I added, geez, soon that phone is going to announce who's calling. Call from Telus. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Enough. Sorry about it. I could get up and that should be about all, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Are they telemarketing? I thought they've been told not to. They're our phone carrier. Okay, so basically, this is an old piece of paper. Or maybe this was a greeting card. Anyway, I added those two sort of carnation type color. What the heck? Oh, you know what? I should probably round the corners and save some mutilation. Sorry about that phone. I don't know that that's ever happened before. But oh, that didn't cut very well. I guess what I could do is put it on mute or something before beginning. Let's see if this is... Yeah, a person has to be a wee bit careful because there is that actual, envelope. This is a mark, a pen or something that I couldn't get rid of, so I don't know. I might, I guess, decide to cover that if I have to. Now, if I didn't have the camera on, I'd be adding clamps to some of those thicker items. Anyway, I've done nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Now, I made a bunch of these clusters. Basically, because there were a lot of sort of problem ingredients here. Cardstock, like solid colored. That looks like a die cut of something, but I don't have a die like that, so I don't know where that came from. But these little, I think this probably came from Dollar Tree or something, a little package of tags. And you can see that they are dimensional. So I thought, well, I don't need any more bulk at the bottom. But if I put it near the top of the page, it could be an upper tuck. So I will do that. I just, with some of these little things that have, the dimensional things, sometimes I just take them apart, cut them, remove the little thing, and re-glue them to remove the bulk. But anyway, obviously a circle that I had punched out of a flower book. That's a stamped butterfly. This is who knows what. This is some handmade paper. And all in all, pretty perfect for this book. So I'm just going to maybe go from here. I hope you can see that. From here to about there with the glue. And again, we could all exercise some patience and let these things dry before putzing with them. Life would be so much easier. So I'm going to try to follow my own advice. It is August 2nd when I'm taping this, and I cannot believe, like, where has this year gone? We're over the halfway mark, people. I am stunned by how time has sped up. Anyway, this is a piece of, I don't know what this is. Probably, well, it's a heavier weight, so it was probably like a card out of a kit or something. I scored it and folded it, added a few little, you know, decorations in the corner. This is, oh, what is it? Well, I guess these are things I've punched out. Added that sentiment, and my intention is just to glue it to the side of the page. So you can see, again, keeping in mind the colorway and what works with each other here. I really do need to force myself to do an eclectic one where every, oh, I know, I was going to put this here, where color doesn't matter, where matching doesn't matter. I may not like that, but who knows. Now, this is a page that was too wide, so my intention, and maybe I shouldn't even use this, to be honest. I mean, it's lovely, but it's pretty thick. Huh. But yet I like it. I don't know. What I was thinking was gluing it down, or maybe just down, no, I'd probably glue it down 3 sides, and then there'd be room to stick something, you know, small in there. This would still flip open. How is this book looking now? Yikes. You know what? I think as pretty as it is, I'm going to say no. Because I could find something. I didn't think of grabbing any, but I could find some washi tape or something to put there. I could use, well, one of those butterflies fit here. That's pretty thin. Yeah, what the heck. Just going to tear this. So, you know, there are usually alternatives, you know, depending on what the challenge that you're facing is. So just, I think, you know, my advice would be kind of stay loose, stay flexible. Don't get too wedded to an idea because, you know, chances are you might have to change horses in midstream, so. I could make that into a tiny little pocket. Yeah, why not? Sometimes you just have little bits. You know, I could find some stamps that coordinate, postage stamps. I could throw in another little ticket. Where is that little pin? Whoops. Let's just randomly, probably pretty short items that would be going in here, so. I also pulled out these little pads thinking that I should be using them. So I could probably find something in here. How about one of those smaller clumps? Is clump a good word? Clump of flowers. Like that one. This is fairly lightweight. I mean, obviously pretty attractive. Don't really need to do anything. Bought and paid for, so use it. Girl, use it. And of course, why would I buy one when I can buy 4 and wonder what I'm going to do with them? So that's cute. That's very cute. And it's thin. This you saw the other. Oh, see, I didn't make anything to stick in here. Oh, you know what? But it's thick. A little something on top. Not very stable. I could add something. I will add something on top, but it looks like this baby's going in here. Even though it's still just as thick as it was 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I don't have anything to put in here. That kind of all works together, doesn't it? And I don't have to do anything to it. See, I also have this tag, but it's thicker. There's fabric and what do you call it? Sewing paper and washi and a little chipboard thingamajig. I'm going to go with that. Let me just quickly... I should be checking the time. Oh, I think we're almost at the end. Whoa. Anyway, I am thinking for all intents and purposes, this is going to be the last one of these videos that you, the last video of this journal that you will see. How come I don't seem to be getting any color there? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm actually going to put a journal in my Etsy shop. Whoa. Still my beating heart. And maybe this should be the one. Other journals that I've done have been commissioned ones, so, or gifts, so I won't promise when this will be listed, but if you favorite my Etsy, then you will, I guess a flip-through video wouldn't hurt, because there are things that I still have to do, like add some proper paper clips. I have some, altered ones and so on. Okay, that's going to go there. Now this is an altered envelope with 2 windows. You can just see that I collaged something on there. Now it maybe needs a focal point of some sort, plus a tag to put in. Now I didn't decorate the back, so it has to be attached. And sometimes, maybe on these very white pages, I might want to go in and do a bit of stenciling. See, never thought of that either. Ahead of time. We'll just quickly grab one of these. I keep them on this ring these little guys anyway, or small ones, I keep on this ring so that it's pretty easy to get them out and to, again, they're visible. I'm just going to randomly, I have a cup of hot water here. That is often my preferred beverage because it, most of us don't drink enough water. I was told many years ago by a guy practicing, you know, Chinese medicine, that bodies are not, we weren't, our ancestors and cavemen and whoever did not have refrigeration. So this whole idea of having icy cold beverages is not really how bodies were meant to function. Apparently it takes a heck of a lot of energy to, if you drink something that's, you know, frozen or highly chilled, it takes a heck of a lot of energy and puts strain on the body to warm it up to a level that kind of is good for one's body, and to make, you know, sort of digestion of that. I'm not explaining that very well. This is, I hope I don't wreck the stencil doing this edge here. I could go a little. I don't want that white space like I have there. Anyway, the gist of what I'm trying to spit out here is that it's kind of comforting and soothing to drink a warm drink. And if you're at all concerned about calories or caffeine or whatever, then the safest thing to drink, of course, is water. So that's what I have on my desk here. And trust me, I'm not such a Puritan, but I really try not to drink my calories. Oh, see, why didn't I do that? Don't like drinking pop. Really don't drink alcohol. And, you know, same thing with juice. Anyway, that's my 5 cents worth. Okay, I'm not going to do any more because the pocket is going to cover it. So you can see that with a few sort of generic stencils, an ink pad, you can fancy up a page in no time at all. You know, maybe, what am I doing? You don't need to, you know, it's not having to buy scrapbook paper, it's not having to buy digitals, it's not having to tea dye. You're just taking plain old paper and giving it some pizzazz. Of course, it's guaranteed to squeeze out in places. You'd think it was my first day gluing. Because this is a fairly tall pocket, I'm putting it quite close to the bottom of the page so that there is, you know, space to put something in it. And again, if I choose to add some sort of a very thin focal point, you know, a fussy cut flower or something like that, I can still do it, and it's not going to add any appreciable thickness to what's going on here. Okay, and of course I have to put something in there. So actually 2 things could go in there. just for the heck of it, let's pretend we were doing this. Same paper. And, I mean, this doesn't match or anything, but let's pretend we're doing that there. Oh, I guess that's not so bad. We've got parts of a butterfly showing. Anyway, I will decide on something there. I was watching somebody, it might have been Create and Play with Renee, I just discovered her, and she lives not far away. I've reached out to her by email. Hopefully she will respond, suggesting coffee. Anyway, I think it was her that was saying, you know, here's a progress type video. I'm not going to show you everything because I think some things should be a surprise. And I can get that. Now these are sort of all from the same master board, so we can put 2 in like that. Seems to work with the blue. Anyway, kids, I am stopping here because a lot of time has passed, and because I think that anything else that I add should be a surprise. I may or may not do a flip through because I think basically you've seen pretty well everything other than, you know, final touches and things I've said I was going to do. So, yeah, I would humbly ask that if you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. If you want to be sure you know when I upload something, especially now that I'm not doing, or maybe it is working out to be daily, but it may not always be daily, videos, then the notification bell is a way to ensure that you get notified when I do list something, or when I do upload something. So, again, thank you for joining me. Oh, you know what I should be doing? I almost forgot. It's time to do a draw for the next project. Eyes are closed, digging. Okay, that's a blank one. Digging, digging, digging. You know, at one point I slow stitched 6 fabric covers. And so far I haven't been able to find them because I put them in a very safe place, you know. Anyway, okay, let's see what the next project is. Purple, blue, teal, cover up, cover. Oh, so yeah, that means nothing to you, but it does mean something to me. So it's another one of, oh, did you see that I did this at the back? Because I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, this is the same sort of thing. It's another one of these cardstock journals with another sheer fabric, and in this case I wrote cover up because that's what it was, one of those beach cover up type things. So that is the next thing that I'm going to be working on. Really love the colors that are involved there, and hey, we're going to be knocking this thing out. Sometimes well, again, I promised myself and you that I would do whatever the draw says, so I'm going to stick with that. Anyway, thank you, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.